All right, so I have this question here from Faith, one of my mentees. And Faith asked a pretty interesting question. And when she asked me this question, she sent me this question on WhatsApp. And I told her I wanted to answer the question on the podcast because I truly believe that it's something that a lot of young people will benefit from. And she was gracious enough to allow me answer it today on the podcast. And the question came up from my book, Inspire and Influence. And I want to once again encourage you to get that book if you haven't. It's an ebook. I encourage you to get it. It's a great book if you are a human being. It's a great book if you are a human being. For any human, man, woman, young, old, business person, employee, whatever. There's a chapter in the book where I talked about why I lived with my parents till I was 31 years old. Why I didn't move out of the house till I was 31 years old. And it was from this chapter that Faith also made some content on her social media page. And she spoke about how that chapter ministered to her and gave her a lot of clarity. But she said when she made that content, people started to reach out to her about staying in your parents when you are old. So you see, old is a relative term that the age drops every single day. We've come to a point whereby an 18-year-old is old right now. A 17-year-old feels old. Sometimes I talk with my 12-year-old daughter and she says, I'm not a child. You understand? So she feels old. It's very easy for people to be under this pressure of them having less time than they actually have. So you talk to a 21-year-old and it just feels, what am I doing with my life? I've wasted a lot of my life. And I'm like, you're 21, for crying out loud. On a good day, you have more years ahead of you than you have behind you. Sometimes I see 50-year-olds with less pressure about time than 20-year-olds. So Faith came with this question because she had a lot of people ask her the question about, I want to move away from my parents' house. I want to move away from home. And so she asked me, she says, is there a reason other than abuse to leave your parents' house early? Because some people say it's necessary to leave your comfort zone to ward off distractions from family activity. And this would allow you lock in to achieve a particular result. Do you think that's a valid reason? So today I'm going to be talking about leaving home. Leaving home because you want to leave your comfort zone. I think this is a very, very big misconception people have about the family and about home. It's a big misconception. A lot of people have this misconception that the home and the family is a comfort zone. So people see it as, I need to leave my comfort zone. So they see their family and their home as comfort zone. They see staying at home or living with your parents as an evidence of immaturity, hugging comfort rather than venturing out. So they see the home as a comfort zone. But I want to tell you that your family, which is your home, has nothing to do with comfort. Your family is not a comfort zone. That's a wrong labeling of this gift called family. The family is not a comfort zone. Yes, I do agree that comfort zones can be very dangerous places to be. They can be. When you stay in a comfort zone, it can hinder your growth as a person. It can hinder you challenging yourself and breaking ceilings, glass ceilings that you thought you could never break. Comfort zones are a place of safety. And nobody that did anything safe ever became a hero. So I do believe that we must, a lot of times, venture out of our comfort zone, but your family is not a comfort zone. Your home is not a comfort zone. The family is not a comfort zone. The family is a support system. The family is not for comfort. The family is for support. We must never ever forget this. The ability to distinguish comfort from support is very important. Highly important. You see, I studied architecture. And one thing that I've come to realize is a lot of people do not know the difference between what has been put there for aesthetics to make the house beautiful and comfortable, and what has been put there for structure to make the house stand. This is the reason why you have houses collapse, because people do not just have an education between comfort and support. So people change support systems, they tamper with it, they remove it, and the whole house comes crashing down. So you see people without good education of what the structure of a house is. They don't know, they don't understand beams and columns and pillars. They don't understand those things because you don't see them. So what they see are doors and windows and fixtures, furnishings. And so they feel, I can change my door. I can remove a door from here and put it there. And they try to do that with columns or pillars. So they're like, I don't like this pillar. I don't like this pillar being there. It's obstructing our view. So we'll just break this pillar and break that. And immediately you break the pillar, the whole house comes crashing down. This is what people are doing with their families and their homes, because they've confused support for comfort. Your family, your home is not a comfort zone. It's a support system. The family is an incredible gift. And once you understand the gift of family, you would hug onto family rather than detach from it. That's why the devil is attacking the family. The devil wants to break families because the devil realizes that a strong family forms strong individuals that change the world. There's a trending case right now of a man who happens to be the CEO of a pretty successful company, who was caught at a Coldplay concert with his head of HR, and they were in a very compromising position. And there was this camera that was roving the audience in this concert and was displaying couples on a big screen, a jumbo screen, and it caught this man in an embrace with his head of HR. And it's all over the internet. At this point in time when I'm making this podcast, if you are listening to this years from now, you might not be used to that case, but it's very popular right now. And so once the camera picked them up, they left each other, and the man hid and the woman hid her face. And at that point, people knew that these people were having an affair. So they went ahead to find out who this man was, and they realized it was the CEO of a pretty big company. And that woman was his head of HR. So it was very ugly. It was an ugly thing to see. But my fixation is not on that. My fixation is on the response of people. So we've been expecting, a lot of people have been expecting, oh, let's see the statement from the woman. And you've been hearing from the man's wife. So they want to see the statement from the spouses that have been cheated on. But a lot of people have been saying, let this woman, the wife of this man that is cheating, let her come out and talk. Let her take everything from this man. And immediately, People said the woman went on Facebook and changed her name and removed the man's surname and put back her maiden name. And a lot of people were cheering for this. Lately, the woman came up with a press report and a statement and saying she was going to take everything from the man. And people are like, whoa, female power. Yes, go for it. Take all you can. We don't understand that this particular event is going to make separation and divorce and broken families a pandemic. We don't understand that the pandemic is about to start from this singular event. This singular event is going to make it okay for families to be fractured. And that is why it's been, if you go on social media right now, it's everywhere. Everyone is talking about it. They don't even understand that by talking about it and by cheering on the woman and vilifying the man, I'm not supporting what the man has done, but by saying this thing is an unforgivable thing, someone somewhere is going to say, I've had enough of my husband. Someone somewhere is going to dig out what his wife did 5 years ago. And he thought, okay, we forgive him, we move past it. Say, why am I standing for this thing? She cheated on me 5 years ago. I'm not standing for this thing anymore. It's going to become a pandemic. You see, a pandemic starts not when a disease starts. A pandemic starts when a disease gets to a place of high concentration of people, a big city. Just like COVID. COVID started in a small village in China. God knows how long it has been there. But immediately that thing boarded an airlines and went to a major city, it became a pandemic. That's where the pandemic started from. Families have been fractured. Families were on the verge of fracturing for a while. But with this major event right now that is playing out before us, seeing the family separate, a lot of people are going to begin to toe that line because the devil doesn't want the family to stand. Once the family stands, individuals will become stronger. We become more purpose-driven. We become better. We become more effective. So this mentality about leaving home is not a rational one. People don't understand. It's a spiritual one. That eagerness for a 20-year-old, 21-year-old young girl, young man to just say, okay, I'm done with university now. I want to move out of the house. It's my comfort zone. I want to move away from this distraction. You don't understand it's a spiritual battle. It's not logic. It's not starting in your mind. It started with a spirit that wants to divide your family. I'm not saying some people will not move out when they are 21. But a lot of people that are moving out for the wrong reasons will be more than the people that will move out because of an actual godly leading. Your family is not a comfort zone. Your family is a support system. Your family and your home is a pillar in your life. If you pull it down, that house might stand for 1, 2, 3 days and you think you've gotten away with it. But just a little load will bring the whole house of your life crashing down. It might seem like you are moving forward, but just watch how one thing will bring you down. There are too many cases of murders of young ladies, 19, 18, 17, 21, 20-something, that were living on their own. And somebody came to their house to murder them. Someone invited them to a hotel at an ungodly hour and murdered them. These people died not because of the evil of the murderer, but because of the evil of the separation from your support system, which is a home. A lot of us fixate too much on the people that commit the crime, but we don't pay attention to why this young lady is so far from home in the first place. Some families do not know that their daughter is missing till they've not heard from her for about 6 months, but she died 7 months ago. 7 months ago. She died a year ago. She went missing a year ago. That's why it's so easy for people to abduct young ladies today, because they are so detached from home. They want to leave their comfort zones. It's so easy for people to abduct young men today and to kill young men today because they are so detached from what they call their comfort zone. They want to venture out on their own. So they have no support system. Stay in your home as long as your parents are not kicking you out. And this is where I will come to the parents too. The accommodation for parents to have kids in their home is reducing. So in a hurry to kick your children out. Go out and start making money for the family. Go out and do this. Go out and do this. Putting young people at risk. It's a problem. The family is a support system. It is not a comfort zone. Comfort has nothing to do with building a home. Comfort is not a requirement for a home. Comfort is not a requirement for a home. We must get that into our heads. Comfort is an accessory. It's like using AirPods for your phone. You don't need AirPods. It's good to have it, but you don't need it. Comfort is an accessory. A lot of us prioritize comfort too much. That's why people get married and they spend time away from the home so that they can buy things to make the home comfortable. So that they can secure comfort. People spend time laboring at work so that they can have homes with swimming pools, homes with saunas, homes with theaters, homes with basketball courts. That is not what defines a home. That might define a beautiful house, a comfortable house. Never confuse a comfortable house with a conducive home. For a home to be conducive, it doesn't have to be comfortable. I don't care. You can be living in a cardboard box with a metal sink as your ceiling, and you have 5 people living in that cardboard box. That home can be conducive. And you can have a mansion with all the accessories and all the fittings and all the comfort. And that home is far from conducive. It's far from a home. So you see people hustle to afford comfort. Everybody's out at work, working unreasonable hours so that their family can be comfortable. A home doesn't need to, it's not a requirement. Comfort is not a requirement of a home. Support is the requirement of a home. Look, your home and your family is like a chair. A chair. There are different types of chairs. Different types of chairs. But that's what your home is like. That's what your family is like. There are some chairs that are very padded. Very well padded. They have padding on the seat, padding on the backrest, padding on the arms, padding all over. When you sink into them, it's soft. And there are some chairs that are not padded. They are wooden and they are hard. But you see what? The function of the chair is to support. Is to support. That's the main function of a chair, is support. And sometimes you will realize that the hard chairs with no padding do better for your back than the soft ones that are all padded. It's the one that is hard and keeps your back upright. That is the one that will give your spinal cord integrity even in old age. That one that you can slouch into and doesn't give a rigidity to your backbone is the one that might do you more damage. Sometimes comfort can do us damage, and sometimes hardship can do us good. A lot of people, when they say they want to leave their families, they want to leave for the wrong thing. They think they have dysfunctional families. But what they call dysfunction is just challenges and hardship. And I'll have you know that challenges and hardship can bring about good. Sometimes it brings about more good in your future than comfort. Just like a hard chair, a hard bed can bring about more good for your back in your old age than a soft bed or a soft chair. So a lot of people leave their family not because the families are toxic. The only toxicity that the family has is that they don't have money. That's the only toxicity that people have in their mind against their family. But I want to tell you that your family not being well financially endowed is not toxic. It's a condition. And that condition can work for your good. That your family cannot afford a car doesn't make it a toxic family. That your family cannot afford a TV doesn't make it a dysfunctional family. That your family sleeps in one room doesn't make it a dysfunctional family. Do not confuse comfort. A comfortable home for a conducive home. You would realize that some people come out from hard homes, become better individuals. My house that I'm living right now, I'll tell you, is not particularly comfortable. It's not. My 3 kids sleep in one room. One. But you know what? I'm proud of my family. It's a conducive environment. It's not always comfortable. There are a lot of discomfort in my house, but my home is conducive. There is love and there is support. There is encouragement. I have a conducive home, even though I don't have a particularly comfortable house. I understand that my family is my support system. A lot of you are running away from your support system, detaching yourself from your support system. Your mother doesn't have money, but she's praying for you every single day with all her heart. Your dad doesn't have money, but he's praying for you every single day, sending you encouraging words. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you will make it. Don't worry. That's what's more important than the car your father can buy for you on your birthday. A lot of you are leaving home because you are looking at comfort rather than looking at the condition of the heart of the home. A lot of you don't understand a lot of things. That your parents might not have money. Now what people call distraction. I want to leave the distraction of the home, leave my comfort zone and just leave family distraction. What they call distraction? That your mother wakes you up in the morning and say, okay, go and fetch water for us, take our bath, go to the well. That's distraction from home. I want to build my company. I want to code. They disturb me every morning. They go and sweep the floor. Go and wash your dad's car. I just go and wash one beaten up car every single time. Go and iron your dad's clothes. I want to focus. You don't know anything. A lot of you don't know anything. You don't understand that as you fetch water for your mom from a well, it might be embarrassing, but her heart is praying for you. That thing that people are struggling to focus on, God will give you expressly. Not because of your focus, but because of your mom's prayers. That's your dad's clothes that you are ironing. And he wears them and he's like, God bless my son. Bless my daughter for ironing these clothes. You don't understand that someone will call you for an interview that you're not qualified for because of your dad's prayer, not because of your preparation. So you're moving out. You're moving away from prayer because you want to go and prepare. God help you. A lot of us are too taken by what we see without knowing the backstory of things. You listen to too many motivational speakers telling you what you can see with your eyes, but not showing you the back. No context. A lot of you taking in content with no context and no pretext. I want to tell you something. I have a good friend, an incredible guy. Incredible. He's running a company. He has a business. He runs a business, a restaurant business. It's incredibly successful. Incredibly successful. He has branches almost all over the world. Branches are thriving and doing well. Restaurant business, making incredible money, highly successful. And you see a lot of people call him to ask to interview him. Oh, tell us the secret of your business. Tell us this. How many hours do you work? How do you stay encouraged? How do you do this? How do you hire? How do you do this? How do you follow your dream? It's good. I'll tell you, he's very hardworking. He is very driven, very optimistic. He's that all those things that the interviewers get from him. But a lot of people do not know the backstory, and I'm going to tell you today. A lot of people do not understand. His mother used to run a restaurant. And the restaurant, she knew how to cook. She could cook very well. But most of the time, people would come to the restaurant and not have money. They'll eat, they won't be able to pay. She'll say, yeah, give them. This is food, they need to eat. Said the restaurant never grew to have branches and stuff. No, never grew like that. It was just something. So they wondered why she committed herself to this thing, this venture that seemed to be taking more from her than giving. People would just come and eat. She would just make food for somebody. Say, go and give to these people. They don't have food. Go and give them. They did not understand that from that, people's hearts prayed for the mother. People's hearts prayed for the mother. And now the children are benefiting. They start a business and it's growing. When restaurants are dying, they are thriving. But you see, the stupidity of people is that we go for the content, not for the context or the pretext. We don't understand who this person is and what happened before the event. So we don't know the backstory. So when you hear, oh, work hard, read this book, do this, do that, and you go and do it, your own restaurant is not growing. You don't understand that you left your support system. The blessing that is meant to come from your mother, your father, you disdained it to go and join yourself with a successful entrepreneur to learn from him, not knowing that you don't need to learn, you just need to receive the blessing from your support system. Some of you need to stay at home longer to take the blessings. That thing you're calling distractions are seeds. Do it. Oh, my mother wants me to come and cook for my dad. Oh, I can't wait to leave this house. Go and cook for your dad. If he doesn't pray for you, God is seeing what you are doing. You are taking care of his creation. I do not believe in thinking a comfortable house is a conducive home. There are very few conditions that can validate your leaving home early. And you realize that not everybody goes through that. There's a case of abuse. When there's abuse, sexual abuse, violence and stuff like that, you can't leave the home. But how many of you actually have that? Some people do, but a lot of people that claim to leave the home don't have that. What they have is selfishness. They don't want to serve in the home. They just want to sell their product and become big and detach from the family. Some of you are ashamed of your family. If you are ashamed of your family, how would their prayers ever work for you? It cannot work for you. I stayed in my parents' house till I was 31. Woke up in the morning, washed my dad's car before we went to church. Drive them to church, drive them back. I did what was required of me. 30-year-old man. But the blessings are there. Their hearts prayed for me. Their hearts still pray for me. Family is a support system. Your siblings are not inconvenienced in their support. I've told you about my sister before. Look, my parents did a great job with us. This is why I'm going to talk about parents too. Look, parents, the problem is with parenting is that we have two types of parents: the ones that were too hard and the ones that were too soft, or the ones that are too soft. Right now, we have parents that are too soft, overcompensating for the hardship they experienced with their parents who were too hard. So we had parents that never said thank you, never said I love you, never said you are special. And you have parents that say that every single time. And they do not even allow the kids to realize what God is saying to them. They are both dysfunctional. They are both dysfunctional. The parents are raising children in homes where they are hyper competitive with each other, competing for mommy and daddy's attention. So kids hate themselves. Your brother does well, gets a promotion, gets a job, and instead of being there for your brother and saying, I'm happy for my brother, you're like, God, when will my own come? When will my own come? A lot of us are not thankful that this thing has come to the family through my brother. You're thinking, I want to get my own. So the home is made up of autonomous individuals. Everybody running an autonomy. It's me, my own identity. The home is competitive. But the home should be complementary. I say this. A lot of people are asking, I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a millionaire. Look, each home doesn't need more than one extremely wealthy person. I'm telling you, having two is sometimes is too much. One wealthy person. I've said this about the home before. It shows the dysfunctionality of a home when they have one wealthy person and they keep praying that others become wealthy. When one person becomes wealthy, by virtue, everybody in that home should become wealthy. The home needs one wealthy person. The home needs one wise person. The home needs one highly spiritual person. The home needs one mad person. One mad person. I'm telling you, we don't emphasize someone that's just mad, that the world sees as mad and says, don't mess with that homo. They are not very, they have one son like this, and if you touch them, don't mess with them. You see, I used to live next door to my sister, and that's how close we were. Next door, she was my next door neighbor. Some people cannot do that, live next door. I live next door to my sister. Our kids love each other. Our kids, they are so close. Some of my kids' best friends are their cousins. I'm telling you. I live next door to my sister, so I don't lose the point I want to make. I had dogs. My sister had a dog. But you see, I'm good with dogs. So my dogs are very well behaved. They are good at guarding, but they're not aggressive. Now, my sister had a dog, but then she was a first-time dog owner. So they didn't know how to train a dog. So their dog became absolutely wild. It was a mad dog. It actually used to bark at me that he saw every single day. So he didn't know me. He only knew my sister's family. And he refused to know me. So it had lost its senses. But you see what? Sometimes they will go out and we'll think, man, hope the house is safe. And sometimes I'll think of my dogs. I see my dogs, then they can be mild-mannered in a way. Unless you jump the fence, they won't bark too much. But that other one, if for anything at all, that mad dog, don't worry, we are cool. Anybody should just smell that gate like that dog's going to go wild. Every house needs a mad person. They might think you are mad, but it's a gift to the family that can say, let's go. Let's go and show them that we don't stand for that. But everybody in the family to be a multi-millionaire because the families are autonomously fractured. Some of the things you guys are chasing outside from people you don't know, your brother has it. But because you don't love your brother, you don't want to go to get it from your brother because you see him as competition. You want your mother to love you more than your brother. That's the problem. Some of this hustle you are hustling, your brother is working in a company that delivers that thing that your business is doing, but you want to go and make it from outsiders. God has already blessed you. Don't you get it? I do not believe in leaving the home early. I believe it shows a fractured unit, a fractured family, rather than showing progress of an individual moving up in life. I want to thank Faith for asking this question and for getting the book. I'll tell you again, get the book Inspire and Influence. It's a great book. I'll leave the link again. Buy the book. You might not read it today, read it, but it's a good book to have. And if you want to support the work I'm doing, this ministry, get the book. To give good support. If you want to support financially and you want to support more occasionally, monthly, weekly, yearly, you see this ministry and you see what it's doing. You see that what I'm saying is an unpopular truth that people need to hear. It has affected your life in one way, and you want to partner with me financially, please reach out. Please reach out. I leave my number and I'll leave it again. +234 80 66249. Let us change the world together. Let us give people clarity. Let us shine truth where the devil is telling lies. People are partnering with the devil to tell lies. People are supporting lies. People are sponsoring lies. This viral video of the man at the Coldplay concert with his mistress, do you think it is by chance that influencers are talking about it? It is being sponsored to destroy the home. You can be a tool for the truth and something better. It might not even be my ministry or my podcast, but find something and support good. My name is Tola T.A. Alabi, and this is the TA Podcast.